Hey, it's Ruby. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I think we're gonna have a really good reading vlog because I'm gonna be reading a bunch of new release romances, at least three. Three is a plan. And I'm excited about these. I hope that they give me all the cozy, giggly feels. I think they will. So hopefully that happens. And I really need this because since the month started, like what, 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, I haven't read anything. I don't know why. I don't think I'm in a reading slump. I think I've been doing random things, to be honest. So it's time to get started because I have an ambitious reading schedule planned out. I want to get all these videos out. There's just not enough time. I wish I was a fast reader, but I'm not. So let's get into the TBR for this reading vlog. I don't own any of these books physically for different reasons, so let's talk about it. The first one that I want to read is Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, which is book 3 in the Glimmer Falls universe. Book 1 was A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. Book 2 was A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. And this one's A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, which they're all a mouthful. But I'm excited for this one. I did get the arc for this and I'm finally gonna get around to reading it. I really liked book 1. I thought it was cute. It was fun. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it was a really cute book. Book 2, I didn't love, which I thought that one was going to be my favorite because I really liked those characters in book 1. But I don't know. I feel like the execution just wasn't there. Book 3, I'm excited for because in book 1, we follow Mariel. In book 2, we follow her best friend, Claudia. And in this one, we follow her boss, Ben. So our first MMC. And he is a werewolf, but he's so sweet. He just loves to tend to his plants, and I don't know, I think it has the potential to be a really cute story. So that'll be the first one that we read. And then I do have Daydream by Hannah Grace on the way because I pre-ordered it with a bunch of other books, and I send them to Texas because one of those comes out January of next year, and I don't know if I'm gonna be in Maryland January of next year. So just to be safe, I send everything to Texas and then my brother sends it to me, which is a hassle, but he is the best. So I do have that one coming, but I have the ebook also. So I'm excited for this one. This one's book 3 in the Maple Hills universe. Book 1 was Icebreaker, which, listen, Icebreaker gets so much hate, but I liked it. I just feel like it did its job. I was entertained and I had a good time. I really like the school setting. So that's probably why I didn't love the second book, Wildfire, because it took place in a summer camp. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. But book 3, we're back in college and we're following my favorite character from this universe. So I'm excited. I think that this one has the potential to be 5 stars for me because I love Henry so much. And then the final book that I want to get to, hopefully we will, I'm sure we will, is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is not out yet. It does release later on this year. When does it release? I had to get my planner because I don't remember. It releases on September 24th, along with Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. 2 books that I'm getting. Isn't my planner cute? I got it at HomeSense. I really, really like it. But yeah, so we're going to be reading Nothing Like the Movies, which is book 2. Book 1 was better than the movies, and I need to reread this book. Maybe we'll read that one too if we have time, because when I read that book, I was so giddy. I literally reverted back to teenagehood. I was giggling. I was kicking my feet. I was swooning. I was just losing my damn mind. It was so cute and so fun, and I didn't give it 5 stars, and I don't remember why. I think it was because at the end they were teenagers and I got annoyed, but am I too picky? Maybe. But I do have an arc of Nothing Like the Movies, and listen, this is the one that I'm the most excited about, so I think it's gonna be the last one that we read because there's a lot of writing on this book, and I don't own it. I have the arc. Obviously, it hasn't come out, but I'm not going to buy it when it comes out because Barnes & Noble has been doing this thing where they're doing sprayed edges for All In Painters YA books, and I pre-ordered Better Than the Movies and Betting on You, the sprayed edges, and I have another one already. I think it's The Do-Over, maybe. I don't know. But all her YA books are getting those sprayed edges, so I'm gonna wait till this one does too, and then I'll buy it. But I'm sure I'm gonna buy it because the way that I love that first book, there's just no way I'm not. So I think we're gonna get started with The Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, because I feel like that's the one that has the least writing on it. Like, if it's a fail, it's gonna be a bummer, but I will move on. But the other ones, I need them to at least be 4 stars. So let's start off with A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire. Good morning. It is like way later because I feel like the whole month has gone by. We're like, what, mid-month at this point, and I haven't really been reading. I really haven't. I've just been not in a reading slump, but just not in the mood. And I've been on Netflix a lot. I've been catching up with so many things, and you know, it is what it is. But I think I'm back to it now. So I have so many books on my September TBR, which I didn't formally like make a TBR video, but I made a little list for myself. I read A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire in its entirety. I didn't even give you any updates because, like I said, this has been a weird, September's been weird, but I finished it. I obviously don't own it. I have the uncorrected proof, so I wonder if much changed, but hopefully the arc's pretty much the same. And I do want to get it. I do want to buy it because, spoiler alert, I loved it so much. I think I ended up giving this 4 stars. And honestly, I should have given it higher. I should have given it like 4.5 because it was so cute. So if you're not familiar with this, we follow our main characters, Ben and Eleanor, which this is book 3 in the Glimmer Falls series. They're interconnected books though. So you don't have to read them all, but I definitely would, because you follow characters that you met in book 1 and book 2. So I just feel like you should at least read book 1, at the very least book 1, because you already meet everybody in book 1. Literally everybody from book 2 was in book 1. And then book 3, this one starts off with a big event of the characters from book 1. So I don't know, I feel like you should at least read book 1, which is Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, which I really like that one. Book 2, I thought I was gonna love, and it was okay. It was, the storyline was even though I really liked the characters, the storyline was just kind of meh. But this one, I love. This one's my favorite of the bunch. This one, then the first one, then the second one. So in this, we follow Ben, who is Mariel's boss. Mariel is the witch that we meet in book 1. She works at Ben's plant emporium, and we follow him and Eleanor, who is a vampire succubus. She's half-breed, and this is so fun. It had such a fun premise. He ends up at the beginning, literally at the beginning of the book, at Mariel's wedding. She's getting married to Oz, and he's there, and he ends up getting wasted. He gets drunk because he's in his feelings. He's lonely. He wants a partner. He wants somebody to love. And he just feels like at 38, he's like, he's missing the boat. And so he ends up getting drunk. He goes home and he gets on eBay and he purchases this crystal on eBay for 99 cents because the listing description was kind of funny and kind of weird. So when he gets a package, he realizes that he ordered a whole ass person, being Eleanor, the vampire succubus, and he ends up summoning her. And I mean, he is super freaked out because, one, he's like, that's gotta be illegal. Like, you cannot sell a whole person on eBay for 99 cents. But she is so feral and angry, and with good reason, because we find out she's been imprisoned in the crystal on and off for 600 years. And we find out like her backstory, who put her there, what happened, and all that. But I obviously will not spoil it for you. And yeah, these two essentially start rooming together. They're roomies, and she is crazy. She's the opposite of Ben. Ben is super sweet and timid and nice. He loves knitting and plants and just a cinnamon roll of a man. She is very aggressive and full of rage and angst and just viciousness, because we find out she's been an assassin for the past 600 years against her will. But she doesn't know how to trust. She doesn't know how to love. She's just full of all these negative things, which makes sense. But he wins her over. They become roomies, and then, of course, things develop, things unfold. But we see all our old favorites. We see Meryl and Oz and like everybody, Claudia, Astaroth, everyone. And it was so sweet. It was just cute. They're so cute together. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to Nothing Like the Movies. I think that'll be the next one, because I do have, again, the arc on my Kindle, and I've really been enjoying reading on my Kindle. So we'll do that. I actually ordered one of those like Kindle stand pillow things. I'll show you when it gets here. But yeah, I've just been reading my Kindle so much. So we're gonna move on to that one. I have the highest hopes for that, truly, because the way that I love Better Than the Movies is insane. So I just hope it doesn't let me down, but we'll see. Because did we really need a sequel to that book? I don't think so, but I'm not mad about it. So let's go on to that one. Okay, so I'm on chapter 12 now, and I feel like we have a good idea of what's going on now. So this picks up where we left off in the first book. If you didn't read the first book, I mean, they're all pretty predictable romances, but essentially we had the MMC and the FMC go through the book and end up together at the end, as happens with every single romance book ever. But at the end, they both graduate from high school and they go off to college. They both go to UCLA. At the beginning of this book, immediately at the beginning, we realize that they're not together anymore because of something that happened with Wes. Something happened in his life. He experienced loss, and that kind of just upended his whole life, and he left UCLA, and something happened between him and Liz. They didn't only break up, they allude to something happening, like Wes did something happened. And I feel like it's just, it was a fight or something, but now I'm not so sure because, like I said, they're alluding to something more than just breaking up and going their separate ways. And Liz is really, really mad at Wes, like really, really mad at him. And they do show us an incident that happened at a party, but I don't think that she would be that mad because of that. So I'm thinking something else happened. But essentially, Wes works really hard to get back to UCLA after dealing with all his family stuff. Now he's at UCLA, he's a freshman, and Liz is a junior. So it took him 2 years to just get back on track. And he's on the baseball team at UCLA, which is apparently a huge thing in this world. And he's a pitcher, he's an up and comer, and people are really rooting for him because he's really good. He's being dubbed as like the secret ace of the team. And yeah, Liz has taken on an internship and she's working for this huge name in the industry. Her name's Lilith, and Lilith takes her under her wing and is like, we are doing kind of like a Hard Knocks documentary. If you've seen Hard Knocks on I don't know, where do they show it? HBO? Not sure. Amazon. But they essentially follow a team as they prep for the season. So it follows them behind the scenes, it follows them during training and all that stuff. Essentially that's what they're doing, but with the baseball team at UCLA. So Liz gets told that she's gonna be kind of taking point on this, and she's really nervous because that means she's going to be working with Wes a ton, and she doesn't really want to be in the vicinity, but obviously she has to. And Wes he's just trying to get her back, but he doesn't know how to go about it. So yeah, now they're telling him that they want to interview him, and they kind of want to use his story on what happened to him, like literally his life, for the documentary. And he is pissed about that. He's like, you all are making me do all this stuff that the rest of the team is doing, like filming me while I'm studying, while I'm this and that. That's fine, but he is drawing the line at using his personal story for the sake of ratings. So he's pissed, but that's essentially where we're at right now. Nobody really knows what happened with Wes. We don't know. The people around him don't know. And I'm assuming we're going to find out. But Liz also doesn't know because they have had, up to this point, which like I said, I'm on chapter 12. And they have had maybe 2 interactions. And that's it. So no, she doesn't know either. She doesn't know what exactly happened because he's not opening up to anybody. So, yeah, I do like this so far. But I definitely preferred better in the movies. We'll see how this goes though, because it's still pretty early on. I'm not even 25% in, 23% into the book. So I think it's got potential to be really good. I feel like I need to reread the first one though, because I didn't give it 5 stars. I think I gave it 4 stars, but I feel like it was a 5-star read and I was just being in denial because of the end. Like the end kind of made me mad, but I love reading about these characters again, and I can't wait to continue because it's giving me the vibes that the first one gave me, but with more serious undertones. Because like I said, we're dealing with loss, we're dealing with grief, we're dealing with heartbreak, and how these two, now being young adults, how they're navigating that. They're not teenagers anymore. So yeah, I think it's interesting and it's good in a different way than the first one was, but with the same characters. So let's keep going. I'm on chapter 35, 79% of the way in, and oh my goodness, it is so cute. So we've learned a lot more. We learned what happened with Wes, what happened with his dad, what he went through, what he told people and what he didn't tell people. And so now Liz has also realized that they had a lot of miscommunication, which was done on purpose by Wes. He purposely didn't tell her all these things because he didn't want to be a burden to her life. He wanted her to be successful, and he just felt like he was holding her back. So Liz now knows everything that went down, everything that happened, and the lies that were told, the truths that were told, the truths that were omitted. And we've reached a point now at like 80% where now Wes is trying to get Liz back, and Liz is being resistant, but also kind of realizing that she might cave because she loves this guy, but she's still in denial. She's still trying to stay strong. But I mean, I think we all know how romances work, so I'm assuming they're gonna end up together. But it's just, I just love these characters. I will say I still feel like I like the first one better at this point. And I really like Wes's sister and Clark. I feel like they have a little thing going on. So Even if they don't, I still like them as characters. Clark is such a good friend, and Wes's sister is so sassy, so funny, so snarky, and I love that she's such a little sister to Wes. So let's try and wrap up this 20% today so that I can start Daydream. Everybody's home. My husband's home. Butters here. So if you hear noise, it's them. Good morning. I have finished Nothing Like the Movies, and hold on. Dude, I forgot to put on mascara. I was like, why do I look kind of weird? I don't have mascara on. Not to worry, I got it. I use the same things on my face every single time I do my makeup. Like, I have my holy grails for every single step. And the only thing that changes is my lip, but I use the same products. I just change them when I feel like it. But I have a go-to lip stain, a go-to lip oil, and some go-to lip liners. I rarely use lipstick or like gloss or anything like that, but I have that. And then for my eyes, every single day I use the same thing, but it's not eyeshadow. I use whatever blush I'm using, which right now I'm using an Estee Lauder blush. When that finishes, I'll move on to the next blush. Like, I put the same one on every day, and I'll use it on my eyes also. I literally just dust it all over my eyes, and like, my routine is so quick, so fast, but I love it because I still look put together even though it takes no time at all. So I really like it. But yeah, my go-to powder is the Hourglass Ambient Powder in Dim Light because I have very dry skin. Incredibly dry skin. Like, super dry. But yeah, I always have to super moisturize and like really use hydrating products. And powder can cling on to dry patches. I haven't had dry patches since I moved to Maryland, because I would never do skincare before moving to Maryland. I was just so not disciplined with my skincare. I would do it sometimes, but since I moved to Maryland a year and a half ago, I always do my skincare. So it's worked out. But yeah, this is the only powder that I just feel looks natural. It doesn't look super cakey. I just really like it. And then my go-to mascara, I freaking love this mascara, is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara in just, what is it? The Blackest Black, probably, because it's the one I always use. And I freaking love it. It really just, I mean, I already have very curled eyelashes. I have curly hair, but I like it. I can't tell you like if it holds a curl or anything like that. I never use waterproof anything. I just use, drugstore mascaras. But ever since I bought this one, this is my second tube because I love it. I just think it's amazing, and I already have a backup. I mean, look at it. Like, I just feel like you don't really have to work hard. And I like that the brush, it's like plastic rubber brush, I should say, rubber brush, but it does taper out. So it's really easy to get those corner lashes because I do have these like corner ones all the way over here. And sometimes it's kind of hard to get them, but I feel like it's pretty easy with this. I always only do one coat of mascara because I like having like nice defined lashes, but I don't like them to be clumpy, and sometimes they do get clumpy. And then I always do bottom, just with whatever's left over at the bottom. And I know a lot of people don't like to do bottom mascara, but I do. And like I said, because I have such dry skin, I don't worry about like transference or anything like that. I don't have to use waterproof. But the really corner ones are always like my problem. Ugh. There we go. We gotta make the face, stupid face. And then like that, I don't like for any clumps to be present. I literally am just gonna take it off there. And there we go. So I'm gonna do the other eye so I don't look stupid, but I really like this mascara. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, I can't talk about like how it holds a curl or anything like that, but I mean, it works for me, and it's not that expensive. You can get it at the drugstore. Let me do the other eye and we'll be back. Done. I look like me again. So Nothing Like the Movies. Last time we talked, I was pretty much done with it, but you know, I did finish it. I did finish the last bit and see how it all played out, and I've got to say I really did like it. I ended up giving this a 4.25 stars because I still did not like it as much as Better Than the Movies. There's this magic with Better Than the Movies. It is just so cute, and the love story is just amazing. It really is like no other love story I've ever read. I love their love so much. So 5 stars for Better Than the Movies and 4.25 stars for Nothing Like the Movies. I felt like Liz was being stubborn. Liz was being her typical annoying self, but I get it. Like, you know, they're still young, even though they're not teenagers. They're what, like 19, 20? So they're still young. I remember I'm still dumb. Like, I remember being that age, like making so many mistakes. So I feel like I can't judge too harshly, but I do like how it ended. I like the epilogue. I like the little peek. You don't see that they really live their happily ever after, but you do see enough, and seemingly they're gonna have a great life together. So it was sweet. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, it will be coming out very soon. Yeah, let's move on to Daydream. I'm gonna be reading that physically because that's the only way I have it. So let's start off with that. I'm excited because Henry has been a favorite of mine since the beginning. I think everybody loves Henry, and I'm curious to see how it's going to play out because Henry is really blunt. I think the author has talked about how she knows that people have been saying that he's like neurodivergent coded is what people say. And she's never outright said if he is, you know, neurodivergent or not. So I just feel like it's going to be interesting because he's super blunt. He sees things a little bit differently. So I wonder who he's going to be paired up with, what she's going to be like. And you know, how that's going to play out. So I'm also so happy that we're going to be going back to Maple Hills, to the university, because that's the reason that I didn't really vibe with Wildfire, is because it took place at a summer camp and we were there like the whole time. And I just didn't love it. But I did really like Icebreaker, which I know is an unpopular opinion because not a lot of people like it. But I did. I thought it was fun. However, I think this one has a potential to be like 5 stars because I really do like Henry that much. So let's hope, because we haven't had a 5-star yet. So let's get to it. I haven't done much today. I was about to start reading. It's 8:18. But there's something going on outside, so we're gonna check it out. Watch. There, you can see it from our balcony. I wonder if it's still going on. There's like a bunch of lights and now they're off, but we're still gonna go check it out. Someone didn't want to stay behind. He's so ready. Okay, let's go, Butters. So cute. It looks like whatever it was is over now, which is unfortunate. We didn't make it on time. Oh, it looks like it was like a health event, I think. Oh well, I guess we're just gonna take a walk. We can get gelato though. this has me giggling. I read this and I immediately thought of Schmidt saying "use." Good morning. It is an absolutely dark and dreary day, which I love, but there's no sunlight, so I'm sitting right up against the window. And I wasn't gonna film today because it's so dark, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. Everybody's home right now. My husband's home. Butters is here, but we're gonna push on and have final thoughts for Daydream so we can wrap this video up. I'm already reading like 3 other books. I've definitely picked up the pace now. I feel like I really just got back into reading. These books definitely help because they were so quick paced, and I'm back to it. So I'm listening to Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. I'm reading a Bookshelf Ultimatum book that I'm not going to spoil for you. And I'm also starting Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. So it's going. But final thoughts for Daydream, I really liked it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I feel like I might still like Icebreaker the most, but I feel like it's pretty close with Daydream. I like them both a lot. But this was sweet. I feel like the descriptor for this is sweet. Henry and Hallie were so sweet to each other, and they were patient, and they were kind, and they were caring, and I really like seeing everybody else in the friend group and how they welcomed Hallie into the fold, and I like how it ended. It wasn't like too crazy. Like with Icebreaker, we see their future. With them, we don't. We very much we end like in the present, but I liked it. I wonder if there's going to be more books, and who would we follow? I don't know. I don't know if there would be more books, but I'm here for it. If she does release another book, I probably will buy it if it's in the Maple Hills universe, because I like them. I feel like they're just easy, quick reads. You don't have to think much. And I know a lot of people shit on the Maple Hills series, especially Icebreaker, but I like them. I don't know. The one that I didn't like that much was Wildfire, which was book 2, only because it took place in the summer camp the whole time. And then with Russ, I felt like Russ was just random. Like he wasn't even a part of the friend group to begin with. And then we just get him as an MMC. So I thought that was weird. But in this book, I definitely did grow to really love Russ. He's so sweet. He is a golden retriever of a man, and he just wants to care for everyone and like make everybody's lives easier. He's not imposing. He's patient. He's kind. So he grew on me for sure. So all in all, this was a good week. We had everything was 4 stars or above. We had Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, which I gave 4 stars to, and definitely recommend. That one's my favorite in that universe so far. There's 3. And then we read Nothing Like the Movies, which I gave 4.25 stars, and I still prefer the first one more. But if you're a fan of the first one like me, you gave it 5 stars, then you're gonna want to read Nothing Like the Movies, which by the time you see this video is probably already out, because I started this video at the beginning of the month and then just dilly-dallied, and now it's like the end of the month probably by the time you watch this. So it should be out. Definitely check that one out. And then Daydream by Hannah Grace, one of my most anticipated releases this year in the romance genre, didn't let me down. 4 stars. I love Henry, and I love Hallie even more. I definitely relate. I don't know if I talked about it, but I related to the eldest daughter stuff, although I never got to this degree. Like my parents were the parents, but I can see the feeling of feeling like you are responsible for your family and wanting to be the family manager. So yeah, all in all, a successful romance week. I think next we're gonna do cozy reads. There's just so many videos that I want to put up, so many books that I want to read, but for sure the next reading vlog is gonna be our next bookshelf ultimatum, because I'm in the middle of that. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't joined our new book club over on Fable, definitely join. I'm gonna leave the link down below. So see you soon with I don't know, another one. Bye.